So the next video in our LonePeak build out is going to be some LEDs. So right now we're going to do some kind of a yellow. I think these are 3000K if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 3000K LEDs. They're the cob strips, so a little bit more diffused light. So we're gonna do some of these all around in here. We're gonna do some up top. We're also gonna do another strip side by side, and those are gonna be red. So, and then we're gonna have them hooked up to our panel, switch panel, so we can do either yellow, the red, or even both if we really need to. But so this is what you're gonna need pretty much. So we have the LEDs. We're gonna do our own wiring. So we got some heat shrink, some wiring, some wire strippers, scissors for the LEDs. What else? We have some more of this plastic trim that we used on one of the other videos, just to hide some of the wiring. So like I said, you buy those with LonePeak. We have a bunch of different connectors. We have some super glue if we need to. And that's about it. So let's get into taping and wiring. We'll see how it goes. With the LonePeak, at least with the V2, you have these channels that are integrated into the door. So, and they actually have mounting holes on the side. So you can buy some aftermarket LEDs. I think the first one that comes to mind is like a Kingpin or something like that. And that'll mount perfectly in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these strips, and they're actually thin enough to where they can fit in these. So our plan is to use the yellow and the top channel kind of pointing down, and some of the light will bounce inside as well too. And then we're gonna put the reds on the outside. That's gonna be more for like scene lighting, kind of walking around the middle or at night in the dark. So we'll start out first. Let's give this a good clean. Isopropyl alcohol is a good one here to use to get any contaminants off, any glue or whatever's on there. Make it nice and clean. Looks like this one's just got a little bit of dirt, a little bit of dust, probably from sitting for a few days while we picked it up. But sweet. From there, this might be a two-person job, but essentially we're just gonna measure. Go to here. We're gonna measure how much we need. So we're gonna go to right about here. We're gonna measure once, double check, measure twice, and cut once. So we'll be right back after we cut and measure. All right, so now with our LED, we're just gonna wire these plugs just to make it easier. Worst case scenario, if one of them goes out or something happens, we can just unplug it, wire up a new one, plug it in, and go from there. So these cob lights, they come with two little connectors. They're these little tiny things. Essentially what you do is you just stick in the LED on one side, stops you about halfway. One thing we'll do to keep it secure and a little waterproof is we'll do some heat shrink on that too. Huh? Oh. So we'll put some heat shrink in there first. Then you just want to make sure your positive is on, or you want to take note of which side your positive and your negative is on. So in this case, positive toward me. So I'm going to do the red wire closest to me and the negative on that side. So it should look a little like this. So we're gonna do one connection for every two strips of LED. That way, if one of them goes out, we can unplug it. But also, we're not using a ton of connectors. So this one's the connector's gonna be facing forward. This strip is gonna be on that left side, the driver's side, coming back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna extend this back one. We're gonna hook up some wires It's gonna run back down. It's gonna end up here, come around this channel, and then we're gonna put another one all the way back here, right above. So if the door's closed, it can light inside. And if the latch is open and we have to cook or something at night, it's gonna be showing down right on the tailgate. So same thing, we wanna give yourself excess. So we know that the other LED is gonna come out of right here. So we'll kind of simulate that, give ourselves some space. We'll figure out wire management a little bit later, but there's some gaps here we can feed it through. So, but just a rough draft. Give us some space there, come around here, and we'll say the next strand of LED starts here. So we'll actually cut right at that Velcro. And I think that'll give us plenty of room for the next set. That'll go in the bloopers. But now that it's cut, maybe I'm even thinking we can feed it through the bracket here, right on the L. That's gonna come up here. Obviously we wanna keep this out of the way of the hinge of the door. So we'll figure something out. We can kind of 3M tape it here and leave a little bit of slack, that way when the door opens and closes. But like I said, we'll figure out wiring once it's all hooked up together. So let's bring this back down. We'll come back down to the tailgate. So this wire is actually kind of nice because it's all, both the positive and the negative are both just kind of encapsulated this black sleeve, which is nice. So you don't have to stare at red wires all the time. So we want to peel back the black here. This will be plenty for now. We're going to take our wire cutters. Give ourselves some of that exposed wire. I usually give it a little bit of twist just to keep it all together, and it makes it easier when we're inserting into the connector right here. Keeps it all together. So now the next thing we want to measure, same thing, just like the connector we just did. We want to measure, make sure it reaches in far enough to where it's going to grab, but we also don't want it too far to where the wire is going to be exposed too much. So here we'll probably cut maybe 1 centimeter or so on both sides. And we'll do another quick test run. So negative is perfect. Positive, we actually go just a little bit more. Now I'll take my little pliers. Give it a little twist. Perfect. Now we can take our connector. Same thing, we can feed our LED light on one side and making sure, same thing, one side's positive, one side's negative. So you don't want to get those mixed up because your light won't work. You can feed the positive and then negative. And actually, we'll make these a little bit tighter just so they don't catch. And I almost forgot, but don't forget your heat shrink first. I've made that mistake plenty of times before, and as you can see, I still almost made it again. right, same thing. Kind of hold it in place with the pliers. Push it in and squeeze. And obviously I'm not going to put a lot of strength into pulling these apart, but as long as they don't come apart, fairly easy. Bring our heat shrink over, try to line it up kind of right in the middle. Grab our heat gun and repeat the same thing we did earlier. All right, so now essentially for the rest of the lights, we're gonna do something similar to this. Either we're gonna do a connector and some wiring on one side, or maybe even just wiring on both sides if we're gonna connect multiple strands together. But that's pretty much the simplest way you can do it. Like I said, this is secure. This is secure down here too. We have the heat shrink, so hopefully that'll provide some water resistance. Obviously I wouldn't dunk these in water or anything, but if you get a little bit of water in it, it should be okay. Try to keep it dry as much as you can. And then we'll see you on the other side. So here's going to be the first side light that we have wired in. So we just did a quick little hookup to our battery down here. So it's just going to be temporary, just so we could see, make sure it's working before we keep going any further. There you go. First one is going to be done. And now on to many more. So here's a good look at what they're gonna look like from the inside once the door is closed. So same thing, once you're sitting in here, standing in here, they're kind of pointed down a little bit. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but they're pointed a little bit downwards, so it should be lighting up the bed more than up above the tent. And eventually what our plan is we're gonna put some more strips underneath the bed, so up nice and high. And then we're also gonna put some underneath the roof platform. So there's the edge of the bed there. So we're gonna put a few strips of LEDs on there as well. Hopefully if the camera focuses, perfect. And then we're also gonna put some way up at the top of the roof there. And so we're gonna have them on different buttons, different switches, so we can control them as groups. So we'll probably do like a upstairs yellow, downstairs yellow, upstairs red probably, and downstairs red. Still kind of trying to mess around with kind of what we want to do, but this is definitely a good little start here. For what we want to do. Yeah, there's the first one in. There's a good look at what it looks like so far. So 2 down, a few more to go. I was just playing around with gluing that up there, so I think that might be the next strip. So whether the bed is up, it'll light up the whole area, or if the bed is down, it'll light up mostly in the bed. But yeah, so this is kind of where we're at now. It's just kind of learning as we go. But really smooth LED strips. Alright, so here's a quick little view. Now that it's a little bit darker, you can see a little bit of where the light hits. But we did one for today. these are all going to be hooked on one switch so it's pretty much just going to be lower. Here's the little one. So it lights up the tailgate nice. Here's another good look.
Don't mind me. The bright lights made me sneeze.
But that's about it. That's it for day one of lighting. What do you guys say? What do you think?
This looks fantastic. Seeing this all come together, can't wait to get out. It's gonna be some good adventures coming up. So definitely excited to see this.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. 2026 is gonna be 2026 is gonna be a game-changing year. I can already tell, especially with this joining the fleet. It's been a long time coming. So
You want to open that side door there? Hold on, you ready? Peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Alright, well that's it. Now we just gotta wait till it gets a little bit darker so we can just see on the floor.
You gotta flip the camera around.
Oh, yeah. But there it is for now. Just from a little ways away.
LonePeak ASMR.
Toyota.
No.